I'm Rachel, and I'm sensitive to weird sounds.
Da-na-na, da-na-na-na.
Every day this October, I am watching a classic horror movie. If I get scared, I'm not watching. Movie number 16, Hereditary. We open on an obituary for Grandma Ellen. Mother Annie, Dad Steve, son Peter, and daughter Charlie get ready for Ellen's funeral. Annie gives a tense eulogy. There are weird noises. Charlie draws a lot. Annie sees Ellen's ghost in her workshop, but when she turns the lights on, the ghost is gone. Charlie cuts off a bird's head with scissors? So early in the movie. The cemetery calls Steve and tells him that Ellen's grave has been desecrated. He doesn't tell Annie. Annie secretly goes to a grief group. She tells them that her family has a history of severe mental illness. Peter gets an invite to a party. Annie makes Peter take Charlie along. Charlie makes these clicking noises like... At the party, she has an allergic reaction to a cake. Peter speeds to a hospital. Charlie sticks her head out the window. Annie is hysterical. Peter is a complete mess. Steve is sad too. The music is horrible. Peter has a panic attack in front of his friends. A woman named Joan stops Annie outside of grief group. She gives Annie her number. Peter hears Charlie's clicking and sees her in the room. Annie tells Joan that she once almost killed her children while sleepwalking. Toni Collette is such a talent. There's a family dinner. Joan teaches Annie how to do a seance. That night, awful music. Annie forces Steve and Peter to have a seance. Everyone is upset. In school, Peter sees this light flash climb the wall. Annie sees Charlie's sketch pad moving on its own. Peter wakes to a clicking sound again and sees Charlie. He thinks Annie's trying to kill him. Annie tries to burn the sketch pad, but she catches fire instead. Joan shows up at Peter's school and shouts at him. Annie looks through Ellen's belongings and finds a book of invocations and notes on a demon named Paimon. She also finds photos of Joan. What? Annie goes up to the attic. At school, Peter hears the clicking everywhere. Steve thinks Annie's lost it. She throws the sketchbook into the fire, but this time Steve catches fire. This movie is evil and it makes me feel bad. Peter wakes up. I looked away. There's banging noises. The music's horrible. Peter locks himself in the attic. Everything's bad. Peter jumps out of the window. That light flash enters his body. Peter clicks his tongue and goes to the treehouse. Inside there are naked people bowing. There's also gross stuff. Joan puts a crown on Peter and calls him Charlie. Everyone shouts Hail Paimon. Overall, I rate this one 2 out of 5 stars. A lot of things can be hereditary. I would never force my child to watch this movie. See you next time for movie number 17.